DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Likali Likud. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about what is happening. In this case, it is that time of the night. I don't know what you think about today, but hey.
Hi, but she's an unplanned. She's a cause. It was hot.
Was it hot? And Molweni, Molo, Mlambo Design, Molo. Right. I know we're definitely not here to deliberate on what happened today. We are deliberating on what happened yesterday. But we cannot pass without passing. Because it doesn't mean that we're not watching. We are watching. And very funny things are happening in that court. Very, very funny things are happening. Yabona Cinderella isicathulo masimlingana uyazigqoka mina I didn't believe that. I did not believe that, but I now believe that Cinderella really wore that shoe.
Yeah, he wore it today
because it was fitting. With no cause, not being invited, but Cinderella just wore that shoe because it was fitting.
Yes.
My. I've never seen anything like that. And you tell me that you believe otherwise. You tell me that you sit down and watch that. Watch it. You listen to that evidence and you come back. After the whole thing happened, the whole series plays in front of you, and then you still come back and tell me, oh, what a marvelous man of law. No, man, no. It can't be. It cannot be. So where did it start, Emily? Where did it start? How did we arrive at a point where the judge felt like someone is calling him a criminal? He's calling him a biased person or something like that, something to that line. Where did we start? Kosindanzi
never said that.
Was just explaining the scenario of what he called crooked policemen.
Yes.
That arrested him.
Yes.
And they took him to Shabane. And there, they didn't even, by the way, book him in a cell.
No.
That was canvassed for a long time, for almost 30 minutes. For Baloyi to admit that, oh yes, Mohane in fact did say that he did not
into the police
he did not put him on the cell. Now here's the $1 million question that any judge who's not a Cinderella would look at. Why is the cell number there? If you didn't go through this whole process and you admitted, why is the cell number there? Well, that is not why we are laughing at Mkuba enzakalayo. But we are laughing because upon that conversation that started nicely when Dan was was invited to comment on the process, Danzi says, well, since we are going to traverse that direction, it's okay, but I think these police are criminal. What was happening there, it's criminality.
It is criminality.
Well, then there was a Cinderella who heard that as it continues. And then it became about him.
Decided to
when we say he is state, he is police, he is a prosecutor, then we are wrong.
Why is he taking offense to the shoddy investigation that was done by the investigating officers? Why is he taking it so personal? Is the questions that we have.
Maybe I'm not telling. Maybe, Emily, did you get the story?
The part that Ntanzi was inquiring is the number. Ozungu's, his statement that he wrote while the trial was ongoing in 2023, the typed one.
Yes. Yes.
He references the picture that he says that he was with the accused.
The man.
At Basutung Hostel.
Yes.
And that photo has a reference number of an exhibit in the courtroom.
Exactly.
So what is supposed to happen is that those numbers are usually given once the trial has started.
Yes.
Number one.
Yes.
Number two, after the witness is done testifying, or
Yes.
maybe before, but it's in the docket, the witness is not shown those pictures like that, with the labeling of everything in order. So what is happening there is that Ntanzi was saying this shows that there's criminality involved, because how was Zungu able to reference this photo?
Unless he was caught, unless
if he was
there was a
told.
pre-trial that I was not part of.
Yes.
That is all what Ntanzi said.
Why would he say photo 42 or
Ow.
47A? Why? In his
Ow.
statement.
Akwabuyisusile.
The judge
Akwabuyisusile
walwa.
ngiyakutshela.
Walwa.
Angiyakutshela.
Wavukelwa i-BP high yonke into. Like
He became he started saying he's the one who said these pictures must be named, 7,000 pictures. Bamphikisa bathi hayi.
Baloyi keeps saying yes.
Uthatha apho
yes.
7,000. Hayi wajampa lapho. Wathi hayi.
Guys.
Ngeke niyabheda nina. Ku right ukuthi beconsult. Baconsultile ku right. Inkinga ilana wena rata. These exhibits are named in court.
Yes. So how did Zungu know
then-
before testifying that this is photo number 47A?
Do you understand?
How did he know that?
Do you understand? And then the judge jumped the gun. I don't know. These people, literally what they are saying is that I was there naming these pictures with these people. I held my small Nyana trial. In my opinion, that's what the judge was thinking. Well.
Tina abanye bethu, we still remember how that statement was shoved in.
Yeah.
That statement, the way it was admitted, was very questionable from the very beginning. Even Nisi took the opportunity to remind him today that actually this statement had a what? A handwritten reference notes, kuthiwe njalo, because it came in tight. And we were questioning, but where's the original one? You can't just hand in a typed statement like this. And worst of all, you wrote it while the trial was still ongoing. And then Zungu said, no, I was taking from my notes.
As
There's
usual.
an original statement that I was
Yes.
using so that this one can be typed. There's a lady who was
Yes.
typing with Gininda in his Pretoria North office or something like that. Don't quote me on that. I could have forgotten. It's been a while.
Yes.
But where's the original form of the statement that Zungu says he took when in 2020
Yeah.
or 2018?
Yeah. And then he said, I'll go fetch it in case. And he came back. In fact, he didn't come back. He stayed in Joburg and went back to court on the Monday. Then there was no statement. He didn't
then-
go there.
The typed statement
And then again,
ended up being admitted.
our beloved judge made sure that it doesn't feel like a painful process to actually tell the story that he did not go to KZN. There were a lot of things, death threats and whatnot, that were said. We remember that evidence. We do remember. And then we accepted. We said, okay.
Fine. We'll work
Sasha
with this fresh
Makala,
statement
Sasha Makala.
that was
Said,
written
okay.
as the trial was ongoing. It's fine. I see you are admitting it. What can we do? You are the court. You admitted it. Now today you are having BP high because you failed to even spot that the referencing of the picture here is an exhibit that was in court, labeled in the docket. How come the witness is referring to this photo as photo what?
Yeah. The issue of people who cook every day,
They can't keep up.
they sometimes overcook. That's all I can say.
They overcook.
They sometimes overcook.
If it's about beer,
Akudleki kokunye ukudla mase ku overcookiwe. But all we can say is, why is the judge fighting so much?
why avukelwa i-BP?
Why is the judge feeling that this whole Ntanzi debunking Zungu statement has to do with him?
With him. Why is he personalizing it? Why is he taking it personal? Ulwelani kahle kahle.
I'm sure mayibuka naye mhlambe ehleli phansi uzobona ukuthi ish uyazi I'm just fighting.
He keeps saying, take me on appeal. Take me on appeal. Is he begging for mercy in some indirect form? What do you think?
We don't know. I like how Mnisi addressed that issue to say that take me on appeal, take me on appeal. I said it before. There is no one who's gonna get off like that. Ayikho nje. Asilinde.
Finish.
Asilinde. Finish what you
Give
started.
us your verdict.
Finish it. Yes.
Convict if you want to
Gweba
convict.
laba bantu wena judge.
Do as you please.
Bagwebe because
It's your court.
ikhothi yakho leya.
Yeah.
And when we are experienced when it comes to criminal law,
Uyifunayo.
we are highly experienced, as you said.
Yes.
Yenza, do as you wish.
Do as you please.
We are not going to, in my opinion, they shouldn't recuse you. And I will repeat that. Abakuyeke khona lapha. Wenze njengoba wenza.
Yebo.
Yabo. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yenza ngithu experience. You've been doing this, you know.
Yes.
Your experience is allowing you to do this.
Yes.
Do it when I judge. But what we are not going to do is to go with that appeal notion or that thing of saying, hey, we are taking you to what you said, take me to appeal.
Yes, take me on
Oh,
appeal.
no, okay.
How do you appeal a case that is not yet done?
Nakona, how do you appeal a teacher from to a student?
Exactly. That's what Mdisi was asking. How do you appeal a case that has no verdict?
What would you be your basis of you appealing that case?
Yes. It's like, take me on appeal, take me on appeal. And then he says there's some section, what. So he really wants them to launch this application now. You should have let Mgomezulu do it. But clearly he didn't like it when Mgomezulu suggested that he's going to do an application. Do you guys remember how he reacted towards that? He was less than impressed. He was very upset with Mgomezulu. Very upset. So now he's like, take me on appeal to Mnisi, as if he's begging to have a break from this case. No. Appeal can always be done after the verdict. Kulungile, it's fine. Finish
So,
this case.
On a nutshell, you cannot take a judge generally to appeal while the case is going. You can only do that on few important exception and alternatives. Normal rule, appeal under Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1997. An appeal is usually only allowed after the case is finalized, after the judgment and sentence. You appeal the decision of the court, not the judge personally. So there are two things involved here. It's either someone wants to be taken on appeal so that they can lose. and then he comes back and give his judgment freely without anyone opposing it.
Even if he ipota.
So during the trial, no ordinary appeal. So what you can do during an ongoing case is interlocutory appeal, which is rare. In exceptional situation, you may ask the High Court to intervene before the case ends. Usually requires leave permission from the trial court to High Court, from the trial court or High Court, a serious legal issue, not just disagreement. Do you hear that?
Serious legal issue.
Not just disagreement.
If you are the one choosing to rule lopsided rulings, that's not worthy of being taken.
So this is
on the sectionary appeal.
Interlocutory appeal, which is rare. And then there's B, review proceedings. You can approach a high court for a review if the judge committed a gross irregularity, there is bias or unfairness. Now, these are the grounds where you can take this one on. Your right to a fair trial is affected under Constitution of the Republic of South Africa of 1996. This is more common than appeal during trial. Recusal application, this is C. You can ask the judge to step down, which is don't take this route. Don't. Of course, when I don't think they should allow you this easy way out, in my opinion. Conflict of interest, which, I mean, so recusal is based on bias and conflict of interest. Then D, complaint against the judge. You can launch a complaint with the Judiciary Service Commission, but this does not stop your case. It deals with the judiciary conduct, not your trial outcome. So
that sounds like even a better option.
Don't do it also. Don't do it. Don't do it. Important distinction. You do not appeal a judge personally. You appeal or review the court's decision.
Okay, I still in for the case to conclude.
So
it's fine, we'll wait. We've been
whatever
waiting
that the man
for a long
is
time.
Giving, you should not do it. Not now. Wait for him to make the ruling. That I think almost everyone of us is kind of aware of what that ruling will look like. So asimyeke akahlale. We will rule, we will appeal once it's done. We can just create a portfolio of the squanders.
Yes, now we can
leading
collect
to the final verdict.
Yes.
So that when you go to appeal,
his demeanor,
your points,
how he questions the witness or the accused witness, how he is so passive aggressive, how he will ask questions that are more inclined to the state, that favor the state, that direct the cross-examination of the state, how he hints to the state what they should hammer on, stuff like that. Allegedly.
Yes. So that's how we are going to do this thing. Hlala phansi nje mnisi, but keep on highlighting these moments. I like them. They sort of show. Yabona? Ukuthi kahle kahle ubani ombethe isikhumba semvu. So for me, I'm happy. And I'm hoping that we are documenting all of you these moments, because that's how you win this case eventually. But in that court, you are not winning this case. In that court, everything, in my opinion, that seems to be against the state is overlooked.
Yes.
So please make sure you document everything. We are with you here. we'll keep on going. Guys, the lines are open for now.
Yeah. You guys can call in.
We will continue doing what we need to do, but you can call in and have your say also. Let's hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, ungangiphazamisa namhlanje. I don't
today
mind.
you can disturb.
Yes.
You are allowed to do that. There is nothing that can stop you.
Yes.
Let us hear your opinion. Let us hear what you guys have to say about what you saw in court, either today, yesterday, day before that. It's not an issue.
Yeah, I want to hear you guys. It's been a while. Now I miss my people. Okay, I miss you guys. Let's just talk. Today was too hot in that courtroom. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it. What is the way forward? What should happen? Must he sit through this case? Or does he deserve the break by having an application?
I'm happy that also, just to deviate.
Yes.
I'm happy that Senzo just said what I said yesterday on Twitter.
Should I read it or you want to read it?
Yes, you can read it.
Let me read it. It's exactly what you were saying yesterday. Exactly. He said, appoint General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi as acting National Police Commissioner now. Masemola is not being accused of corruption. IDEC is dragging him to court over PFMA violation. The objective is to have Ramaphosa remove him. Once removed, the hope is that Khumalo Mkhwanazi will be exposed. No one protecting their work anymore. This was always the original mission with Mkhunu's illegal disbandment of the PKTT, to render criminal investigation of organized gangs and their collaborators in the high echelons of the SAPS. Ramaphosa has a duty to defend the credibility of the criminal justice system. What should he do? 1. Suspend Masemola. 2. Suspend the head of IDEC. 3. Put Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi acting National Police Commissioner now. The criminals must not win.
I told you about that yesterday. I told you. Long time ago, I also had this view of this IDEC.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a very strong view, in my opinion.
Yes, when it wasn't popular.
And that this IDEC, I had to go through how they acquire the finances and all that. There is a video that has to do with that. But here's the question. Then you tell me about coincidence that the people that you guys believe in, people that are saying they are fighting for justice, they have common enemy. Common enemy.
All of them.
Masemola, Khumalo, Mkhwanazi.
All of them.
All of them.
Stand them.
All of them.
All of them.
And then you say, yeah, playing for justice. So it's a coincidence that when you agree with Bo IDEC, the likes of Bo Fidel.
It can't be a coincidence. It cannot be.
It's a coincidence.
Not in 2026.
That you happen to just have these cases where you feel like, oh, actually, Fani Masemola. And you it's a coincidence. You think like Paul O'Sullivan. So is IDEC. It's a coincidence that they also have the same view that
and they are the ones
the likes of Bob Paul have.
They are the ones. IDEC is the one that is charging Masemola. It's the one that's taking him to court for corruption.
Aware kama coincidence anjalo mina, in my opinion. Mina nje muwaqala wabhekisa umbhobho ngapha mina ngivele ngibone ukuthi hayi should vele now uyingxenye. So these are things that we can talk about until Jesus come back, until Mandela is resurrected. But yeah, and then you say you are fighting the likes of Bosby and all that. It just does not add up. You understand?
Yeah,
it doesn't, man. It doesn't add up. It doesn't. But yeah, it's a story for another day. It's a story for another day. We will talk about these things nje. Noma zingekho famous, but awukwazi ukuthi ucabange ngendlela eyodwa nawo wonke labantu lapha, in my opinion.
And also the thing of wanting to continue to implicate Masemola in this whole thing, especially after those 16 or 12 police officers that were arrested that are being affiliated with the handing of Vusimo Siket Matlala's tender. So I'm hearing that Masemola is also implicated there. They are sort of kind of blaming him for granting the tender, right? So IDEC is the one that is pursuing Masemola. The state somehow, I don't know what's happening there, but it's IDEC that's pursuing Masemola. And knowing what we know now and how a certain man decided to come and say that he's corrupt and then talk about his houses in wherever and saying that, you know what, these houses is corrupt because he has houses.
I gonna vele, not all of us. You can fool some of us, but not all of us. Now we see through Bo. And I'm happy that people like Bombo Senzo are speaking. You know, I'm happy that they are being like real and they are saying exactly that Bo was this guy, where ATM.
Vuyo
Zungula. Those are people that really are not stopping the fight. Then we have the rest of people that follow like chickens. Someone is asking, Guti, what happens if you take this case to review? Let us just remind you of the points of review. The points of this approach of review by higher court for review. The judge must have committed gross irregularity. There is bias and unfairness. Your right to a fair trial is affected under the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa in 1996. So those are things. Now, the problem here, knowing South African lawyers and their judges and everything, you would have to prove that biasness.
Yeah.
And it is subjective to them. I mean, the man is saying he taught some of these people.
Yes, he mentored them.
Maybe that's why he's confident. But take me to my students. I'll show you who I am. Gross irregularity. How do you justify that at this point in time? Because you see what the verdict at the end is going to give you. Justification. Right now, the proceedings are continuing.
Yes.
So if I happen to sound harsh to you and you are interpreting it as harsh, that's an interpretation that is open for interpretation. That's it. But if you say that at some point you were harsh to me, I could see that this is how we are going to rule. Now, that's a different point. You have already ruled. So that's why you were biased. That's why you were showing signs of being biased. That's why you're showing signs of oppressing everything that I say. Do you understand? For now, it's going to be hard because you're going to go there and then they're going to say, but why are you in a hurry? What if he rules in your favor after all this? What are you going to say? Then they dismiss it. And then he comes back after they dismiss it. And then he's going to do more.
Yeah, he's going to be more.
So,
Angry.
no. Collect evidence. Wait for the right time. You shall strike.
Yeah. It's not a requirement for them, even. It's not something that they should worry themselves with. Appeal will happen after he's done and has given his verdict. It's fine.
Well, Emily, continue then, because we don't have.
Or we don't
anyone so
have
far.
any callers yet.
Yeah.
Guys, you can call in. The lines are open today.
Don't you want to continue, perhaps? Why do you keep on emphasizing? Just continue.
Okay, because I want to hear what people are.
No, it's fine. The lines are open. The lines are not going to close. Just continue, and then we will hear the phone if it rings.
Well, I have to go through yesterday's proceedings. But they are important because they also helped me put in the dots together about what happened today. So it was very interesting what happened today, but I could recall some of the things that happened the previous day that, you know what, this is where this thing came from. So court resumed this morning with Ramasipili saying that earlier in the morning he received a call from Advocate Nisi saying that he was busy finalizing an urgent affidavit for an SCA matter. Supreme Court of Appeal matter, and he'll be joining them in the next 10 to 20 minutes or so, and he, on that basis, Ramasipili would be the one standing in for accused number 1 and 3. Well, he did eventually make it to court to Ramasipili later on, as we saw him object. Ngumalo was also standing in from Shololo, and the judge asked if the clients were aware of that arrangement, and they said yes. Baloyi resumed his cross-examination of accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi. He started off by saying, "My lord, maybe just one introductory issue. Yesterday, Counsel Ramasipili raised the issue that the cross-examination at times is repetitive, and he then indicated that when he was leading his client, he was escaraged or escalated for being repetitive. We left it there, my lord, but my submission is that there is a difference between cross-examination and leading your client in chief. This would also happen during cross-examination. It not only happened while they were leading evidence, it also happened under cross-examination, especially of your precious witnesses from the house. They were stopped. In fact, you participated by saying, "We don't understand why counsel is repeating this. He asked this question yesterday and now he's asking it again today. We don't understand why they have to repeat." You've done it before on many occasions. Well, he said cross-examination, you test credibility, which he kind of stopped the defense from doing when it came to state witnesses, Parasiko Lapo. And then he said you can ask the same question over and over again in testing credibility. So the two situations are different, my lord, but we don't want to labor the point. We thought we just put the standpoint of the state on record. And then the judge said, any response? Ramasipili said, "I'll let the sleeping dogs lie. I'm not going to respond to that. Mr. Baloyi is at liberty to probe the witness in any manner from the shape that he deems fit." And the judge said, "For me, I was quoted in these proceedings, which is not admissible by law. Mr. Ntanzi quotes me and made an example of me in these proceedings. This speaks to how you enter the arena. Had you not entered the arena, I don't think witnesses would be quoting you."
No.
And then he said, "Mr. Ntanzi quotes me and made an example of me in these proceedings. He knows what he says, that he heard that I once played football and I should know that if you play soccer, you go to the ground and you
Here's
do
what
this
you've
and you
been
do
praying
that."
for. Someone is calling. Okay, let me
Okay.
see. Oh, that person has been dropped. Okay, continue.
he said, you do this and you do that, and then you come back. You heard your client saying that. And then Ramasepeli said that after the proceedings, I then sought permission and the court gave me permission. I told Mr. Ntanzi to refrain from making examples, especially relating to court personnel, and addressed my learned colleagues, Mr. Sibanda and Mr. Baloyi, directly that he should respond to make questions and not make extraneous examples about
Zanzi,
court
hello.
personnel.
Good evening, Sano.
Good evening.
Good evening, Emily.
Hi.
You're good.
Good morning.
Yeah, we are good. We are good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm getting frustrated by this judge. I feel like you need to have medication while you're busy watching this and the proceedings.
Yeah.
Just a few points. Number one, I honestly think that there's something Baloyi is hiding. Like he is hiding it, and he is protecting it by whatever might and resource he has. I mean, this is the same Baloyi who has been there from when the case was moved from South Gauteng to Pretoria. He's been there.
Yes.
He is not willing to let go, you know. And this stance of him acting so humble as though he is just under the guide of or a private judge, it's just a facade. It's just a lie, man. They know very well what they are hiding or what he's hiding, Baloyi. And allegedly, this is me in my own analysis. And put the right judge who had to be picked from retirement in order to make sure that whatever they are hiding is hidden. That's number one. And for me, what frustrates me is the legal fraternity. Like, how can a case of this magnitude, of this personality, Senzo, being broadcast live, really have no form of reaction whatsoever from, let me say, political parties, no reaction or no tangible reaction even from the so-called our legal fraternity. Like it's the silence for me is really disheartening. And that to me tells me that there is something that is being hidden, and somehow they put the right resources in place to ensure that such things are indeed hidden. I think for me it's very, very much obvious. Like now we're just in this, like we're just watching and we can't do anything. Like go for a better way. It's like, and this might be a horrible example, but yeah. Suppose, God forbid, you are in your house with your family and these facts, they come in. And you know that you can't do anything but to just watch and see. Sometimes close your eyes, sometimes close your ears, but they're there. You know they're there, and they're doing whatever they're doing. Then I ask myself, what will really save us, or what will it take for tangible results to come from this mess of a trial? I don't know how. I don't know. Yeah. I just find myself really frustrated by this entire proceeding because there's nothing we can do. It looks like that we are just powerless. There's nothing we can do but just to watch this circus up until it decides to end the show for whatever reason there is. For me, it's very disheartening. Point number 2. On the very same Rata. The man is so biased that he can't even hide it anymore. And the more he quotes how experienced he is, how the more senior he is, like he just looks so ridiculous. And you know what? Rata is extremely smart. One thing for sure, Rata is extremely smart, and he does listen. From what I've seen, he listens. However, he chooses when to listen or what to listen to. Rata. And we are sitting there. I mean, sorry, maybe I might be jumping the gun because we are still doing T-1, the day T-1. But from today, what I saw today was just disgusting. Like, it's very simple. When he's saying that, and they're saying that, how is it possible that Constable Zungu can be writing a statement of what happened on the 14th of 2014 October 26th, yeah? How can you write a statement about what happened but be able to refer to a picture or like an exhibit? Let me just call it an exhibit. Be able to, and I'm like, that's so obvious, and that's the biggest blunder that the so-called prosecutorial-led investigation have done. Like, they just hang themselves in public. It is so obvious, but the man is just deflecting intentionally. So he's just deflecting the issue. Oh, but Baloyi, you did mark this after, right? Who marked? And that's not even the issue. So, guys, I don't know. Now I'm very frustrated, and I just don't know where on earth are we gonna get proper assistance. Where will Senzo's family really get justice for this? What I know for sure is not gonna be from this court. Even if it goes to appeal, I doubt there, because they are already their cronies. Their friends already there, waiting for that appeal, which he always calls for. So my people, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know.
It is what it is, man. That's how it is. That's how we are rolling in South Africa.
Yeah, but a good thing is this platform. Because you know what? History will come and say, I think the entire South Africa was so blind and quiet for mom. And some will say, nope, we had Mzansi reality, for example. They were there and objectively analyzing the nonsense or whatever, or analyzing the case and being able to pick up the nonsense that was happening. You know what I mean? So, guys, keep up the good work. All we know is that the internet is there, and this is also a recording in the court of public opinion. So, keep up the good work, guys.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Children will be asking 10 years from now, so you guys just kept quiet while rules were being bended. These things were being done to people, and you guys just said and did nothing. Then we'll have there were members of the public who went and took their cell phones and took their cameras and tried to say something.
Now, guys, keep up the good work. One thing for sure about the truth, you can try to bury it, you can try to manipulate it, but it's this funny way of always revealing itself and catching you hands down. So let's just keep on doing the good work. We'll keep supporting you guys, and yeah, brilliant job. Because we do also understand that you guys are also employed. You do have your jobs, just like all of us. But to broadcast is really brilliant, and keep the good work. And I know for sure they are watching. They are watching. You know, I actually saw it was on Monday when Baloyi came. Baloyi was so confident, man. As if like you watched that channel with a giant logo in the middle. As if you watched those proceedings, those interviews there. Apparently, Hound Tanzi is caught on his alibi, and amazingly, Elton was not Eltoning the way we know him. Eltoning, you know what I mean? The man was so confident. I could see him like, wow. I think this guy, for sure, he might have watched that giant logo. And I saw that boy, so-called journalist, who was there in the courtroom, even smiling and greeting the prosecution during the tea time adjournment. But no wonder for this guy, he is so biased towards this team, the prosecution, and the prosecution also, they know him for he's doing their bidding there, out there. But at the same time, I know for sure, somehow, they are also watching you guys. because this analysis that we get from you, it's brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant and doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what's really happening here. So I'm saying, let's keep doing the good job. The truth will finally come out. And when it comes out, unfortunately, it always catches you hands down. Like what Ntanzi picked up today. Very smart boy. What he picked up today on that statement, Sazungu, that was brilliant. And you're like, wow, how can they make such a rookie mistake? You know?
Very rookie.
So no, guys, kept the good work. And I'm sorry, I keep jumping to today's proceedings. You know, Mr. Arno and Emily.
Fine.
It's a bit funny because I'm trying to confine myself to Tim and Afwan.
No, don't confine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Today's proceedings is what we want you guys to talk about.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, I vented. Thanks for giving me an ear.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
calling.
All right. Cheers.
Mr. Ano, you were telling me
Hey,
there's somebody.
bafethu kuningi okwenzeka kuleya case leyo and mina sengiluze hope.
Mzansi, hello.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Anyway, thank you for these catch-ups. There's no time to even watch the proceedings,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tough. It's getting tougher.
So, I made some notes. I hope you indulge me just a little bit.
Okay.
Right. This trial now for me is no longer anymore about whether any of the five, but specifically in Tanzania or not. It's now about the travesty of justice, and it is about the proceedings of the law, like how the law is actually carried out in a public space as such a joke. So it's not even, to me, I'm just trying to look at it from a view of, okay, let's forget whether they are or they're not guilty. That's the purpose of a trial. Evidence and defense is supposed to lead us to a conclusion, right? But in this case, it's very confusing because the court is being made a mockery of, and I'm not sure why the defense has allowed it to go on for so long when there are certain avenues of intervention, you see. Because although mostly, in most cases, people, you have to wait for an outcome of a trial before you take something to the Constitutional Court. Yes. That is not a hard and fast rule. There are ways to get there faster. And you can skip a High Court and a Supreme Court of Appeal, right, before the trial even ends, but by proving that a matter is urgent or important and that it is in the interest of justice to hear it as a court of first and last instance, right? So I don't understand why it's taken so long for some sort of that appeal to be made, because then it tests also the value of our Constitutional Court, right? There's also there's also the option of an urgent application. If Ntanzi's legal team can motivate that waiting for standard deadlines could cause harm, then the Chief Justice has the power to dispense with court rules and hear the matter urgently. Then there's an interim interdict or stay of proceedings that can be applied for, determined by the apex court. Then there's an appeal of interim rulings, right? Where, while most trials are not appealable until the end, an interim order that has a final effect can sometimes be appealed immediately. So one that cannot be corrected by a trial court. Now, Ntanzi has several grounds for such a thing. He was illegally detained for up to 8 days after his arrest, far exceeding the 48-hour legal limit, right? Then he claimed also that he didn't have proper legal representation during his initial confession and was tortured and signed incriminating statements. And then on top of that, the High Court already ruled that one audio recording of his confession is inadmissible because it was made without his consent, right?
Yes.
So that's a lot of grounds for, and especially now that it's come up in the ad hoc committee or whatever, and we have Baloyi also, being tested for her running of that department. There's a lot of things that could actually take this in a different direction. And I'm not sure why it's stagnating in this waste of time, resources, money, and it's increasing abuse upon not just in Tanzi, but all the those sitting in the dock. But the difference is that Ntanzi's defense is different from the others because it's about procedural legitimacy, right? He had a trial within a trial about that. He's using a workplace alibi. The other one is using the gold tooth. The other one says, there's no need to even defend because there's nothing to defend. There's no evidence here being, presented at the end of the day. So one is depending on a dental examination. The other one is, has said drop the case, which was just thrown out. And then, the other one is focusing on contradictions of Zungu, which brings us to Zungu because there's two types of evidence here: those at the hostel and those at the scene. And then the one at the hostel is completely unreliable. We know that already. And then at the scene, they are depending on the short one and the tall one, and they are relying on something that every second person, if not every person in South Africa wears, which is the hoodie, and whether it was black or gray, and when he changed it, and an O-shaped beard. I mean, come on, like when you look at it in its whole, when you look at it from how I started to look at it and put it down like this, I don't understand. Short, tall, tooth, beard. I mean, where in the world is this evidence?
In South African courts.
So yeah, for me now, I would really, if I could be a fly on the wall then, if I could ask, I would want to know from the defense lawyers, what exactly is your strategy besides just waiting for your turn through this arduous, hopeless questioning that is just about discrediting Ntanzi. It's all about discrediting him, making him look like a guy who had other women. One is married now. That's why, you can't be trusted. And who are these people that you call? And blah, blah, blah. And then they're making it seem normal for a prisoner to have a phone. Wasn't it a problem for Bester to have a phone?
It was.
So why is it not a problem and even unusual that you had your phone and you were using it one way, like a boss? Yeah, none of that makes sense. Anyway, this is what I've been putting together and I wanted to say. So
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
That was really informative. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Take it. Well done and continue. And you are supported by me every time.
Thank you.
Even though you're surprising me early on these days.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I
Bye.
missed this. I miss you guys.
So, I fully understand what is being submitted here. One problem, though.
What is the problem?
You rely, in a sense, you rely on the same states to fund you. Remember, these courts of ours, they are driven by money.
Yes.
On the other side, omunye uphethe imali yethu. Mzansi, hello.
Hello, good one, Thomas.
Hi, how are you, sir?
Hi. Very well, sir. Very well. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad.
You, sis Emily, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'll start off maybe just by being a devil's advocate, just to spice it up and put a bit of excitement and hope.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the quietness of everything. I'm hoping Zungu, Ubaba Absalom Zungu, opened the case in KZN. Some cases have been opened. I'm hoping there's some investigation happening behind the scenes. There was one of the generals and the top officials in the subs have been arrested. I'm hoping maybe some evidence is being gathered. Just give them the chance to continue making a mockery in the court, and evidence is being gathered behind the scenes. That's one. Two, the disappearance, especially of Ugininda. From that time where Umkwananzi came up, the police have just disappeared. Baloyi is sort of on his own with Urata. The police of Ugininda are nowhere to be seen. This is what makes me hope that maybe there's something happening behind the scenes. If you consider that, like the inspection in Loko, when they went out, Ugininda was so excited Then he disappeared from there. He never even came to like sort of submit his own whatever thing to do with the inspection in local. So I'm just thinking and I'm hoping that hopefully there's something, because with what is happening, honestly, one would think that with the whole country, politicians, nobody's really like even flinching or doing anything. This is where I'm just thinking, hopefully something is happening behind the scenes. And then just my other point was on, I listened to you guys being frustrated by Untansi's explanation of things. I think he does. He overdoes it to an extent that he ends up mixing. He's not the best orator because he mixes issues and Baloyi kicks on that.
Yeah.
Now, one would have thought a full month of him stood in front of Baloyi. By now, he should have picked up. Which, the more I explain, the more this guy picks up small things from my explanation, and then
directs them for
continuing for 3 days. And things like, waphume selling, umangena as a measure, waphume selling. Whether he started by measuring him or by taking off the shoes, so Untansi is mixing it all up. Untansi doesn't mean anything. No one can be but whatever, we end up not really working it out, and Baloyi is playing into that, and Untansi seems not to have peaked. I think Usbia managed him very well. Because Usbia, when he said, I wasn't there, I can't remember, would stick to that. But Untansi will say, I can't remember, it was a long time ago, then start explaining. So if you don't remember, it's either you don't remember and you end it at that. You say you don't remember, then you start explaining, then Baloyi starts pulling things out from that, then to build that local number questions that. So this thing will go on and on as sometimes it continues to try and justify himself or explain a lot. We are not going anywhere, unfortunately.
I totally
Anyway, Anyway, for today with the judge thing, I can't even really. It was I think he knows, unless he wants to be taken out of this case. Whether he's tired and he's really creating some kind of space for them to take him out of the case, and no one is taking it, or he's really tired and out as well, because what Unisi was trying to explain and he covers and doesn't want to listen or whatever. So then he becomes a bit aggressive and uses it. He comes back from lunch, it was now all about him that he was called a crook. By who? When? So now to just threaten everybody, it turned out to be about him. And then the last point, anyway, around Untansi, Baloyi, if you realize when Untansi starts picking up and breaking things apart, Baloyi will come up with the adjournment, knowing with it by the time they come to Untansi will have forgotten whatever point he was making. Every time Untansi pick up a point and he's really like breaking the whole thing apart. Oh my Lord, I'll see. We are close to adjournment or whatever, then he adjourns. So it's a game. It's a game that is played every day. Whenever there's that Untansi will break his into apart. The observation is you will get the adjournment and whatever. Then they come back. Untansi doesn't pick up from the point that you have left it.
He's not even given a chance to do that.
No. The judge will also have come up with ways or whatever of even helping Ilokuzen, because he comes up with some points as if he's asking about law and whatever, but you almost see what he's guiding. Try and use this to stop this guy explaining a lot, or try and whatever, allegedly. Yeah. No, anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes.
Bye. Bye. Yeah. Thanks.
Guys, let's press the like button, please. Mamulao, thank you very much. God bless you, man. Let's press the like button, guys. Oh, they're not giving this voice notes a chance. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Ninjani?
Sikhona njani?
Ngiyaphila. Ngizocela u-Emily angitranslate. I want to say these things because mangi emotional isilungu asivuki.
Okay.
Yeah. So into engiyibonayo mina ngiyavumelana yazi nalobhuti lo qeda ukuphuma la. Into engiyibonayo vele judgment isibhaliwe. And then lezinto ezithathwayo nje ezokuthi uRatha on that day mayesefunda kube ukuthi no zakhulunywa uBaloyi Travesty all those things. And mayethi lo bhuti uRatha naye ufuna umuntu ozomkhipha manje because udla imali wrong allegedly. So ngokubona kwami naye manje uyabona ukuthi lento ayihlangani kodwa ngenxa yovalo ngeke akwazi ukuthi avele azithumele phela kuyafiwa sekufa abantu abaningi angithi sonke siyazi. So mina what I'm thinking ukuthi the way kwesinye isikhathi enza ngayo uyubone ngempela ukuthi ufise engazathi la i-defense ingavuka the following day iyomvulela whatever complaint abazoyivula ngalento ayenzayo. But bona bakwenzi lo so nje abafuna nokuthi phela icase ngoba nabo thina sibanikeza credit these people even themselves they don't even know what they are doing sebayenza nje ngoba phela ngeke baze bayicishe icase laba ba reporter kubo bazothi nicishe kanjani le case. So mina ngokubona kwami abanalayini nabo sebemane bayenza nje futhi they are praying ukuthi engathi bangavele licishwe leli cala kube ukuthi nabo basho kulaba ababa controlayo ukuthi asizikhiphanga thina sikhishwe abantu. But ke nje what I'm saying is that lento le ayindawo and ngiyayibona futhi ukuthi nabo sebesenkingeni nabo sebefana nabo laba bawu5 o accused nabo basenkingeni bayasaba. Okay, ngiyabonga.
All is alleged. And that's
all is alleged. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see.
Ngoba yabona the moment i-defense i-realize loophole or untanzi i-realize loophole i-judge liyaphenduka bese lizenza i-victim. Number one, there was no need for i-judge ukuthi lithi witness lo seboxini or accused he's saying ukuthi i-judge li corrupt. There was never a reference that was saying i-judge li corrupt. Injalo ke nasa system wethu yabo inasa system mesibona ukuthi there is no space to run uyaphenduka azenza i-victim yena. Mina bafethu shout out to Ntanzi vet even ama lawyers awakwazanga ukuyibamba lanto ebanjwe uNtanzi ukuthi how can i-statement esibhalwe uZungu si reference in numbering ye prosecutor. How come? Even ama lawyers they couldn't see it but uNtanzi was able to spot it. Ayibafethu mina ngithi mina mfethu mina sengiyakholwa manje ukuthi lela judge lanikezwe imali. Allegedly lanikezwe imali. There is no way mfethu ukuthi if abantu they showing you the truth, they showing you reality. When uphenduke ube defensive uthi wena kuthi corrupt ungakazi kushiyo ukuthi corrupt. Yabo. And uRatha was saying there is no way you would say a statement is numbering. But they were showing him, here's the statement. Aphenduke nathi no, that is a type statement. Bafethu. Hayi bafethu. Yabona makuthiwa bafethu kunezinto ezenzeka iSouth Africa ibuka but kuthuleke. No bafethu. No. At the same time, they go for lunch. Then the judge come back and say he was insulted inside the court. Bafethu. Bafethu. Yabona ngithi mina I realize la ngathi ngisesho ukuthi if i-judge deliver judgment, then the court of appeal, they will overturn the judgment. There is no consequences that is gonna be taken upon the judge. So mina ngithi mina bafethu, they must ask for ukuthi urata recuse. They must ask for the recusal of urata, because if they wait for the appeal, urata uzobe sekade ayifela. Uzobe sekade ayifela kudala. Maybe appeal yabi the process after 10 years. They must not take that risk. They must go for an appeal. There's no way of it.
Allegedly, the views are that of the caller, and all is alleged. That's the public opinion. That's it. Nothing. Well, zinjalo indaba. But ke, Emil. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Yes.
Yeah, long time. Re khone go bolela searife. Case mo bona motse. Ai. Go tlhoko. Go tlhoko ka kudu. Mabaka ka ke re ke bontšhe lebaka la moemedi wa state ke logo advocate Baloyi o dira tse ka baka la gore o na le motho le gore o emele saeteng la gae. One, o lebeletše case yona e sentse fedile gale, but mara e tšwetše pele ya pele because re na le motho le o no dula kua a rumile gore batho ba e lego ba hononela a na le se sengwe se ba tshwanetseng se ba kopantšhe le molato. Jale e re lebeletše o ya ka mokgwa ka gona allegedly awa ke dumelelana le diboledi tša gore awa mogalabi o tlile a swere le pampiri le ngwadilego. Ena re lebelela gore allegedly judge president o le gore o wa e kara plan e ka mo ke ba bangwe ba le gore o ka lebelela o mo kae a lebele judge president o pele. So era le di-appeal tsone ke di tlo no ba le bothata be bolela nnete re sa tsebe gore ke eng e ka ba gona e ka ba remedies for the accused. So the accused they already unless maybe we're going to do something from Amudi, but mara bolela nnete mogalabi o tlile ka ngare lebelela a ona sere ka a tshwanela ra sepe mogalabi a dule a dire se a tlo se dirago a tlo dira tsoka ya gae, but modimo ke yena a tsebago ke the only thing that we can see or we can hope. Maybe there'll be someone who can come and risk for these 5 accused, but at the moment I don't see any chances for them because actually state has not effect, honestly. Come out, yes, Zungu hana any witness yellow gona the alibi yellow when she all of this the alibi by dinner. So it shows for Zungu stories will you as a quarrel, but mara case not allegedly. So to be honest, I don't know. It was so good. And then again, you read the movie Mama Police South Africa. This thing get haleva idea. Abas farmo to baba muchacha have most of the people live at sorry. aba botšwele di-rights tša bona. But at the end, motho feleletša le gore o convictive. Though magistrate a kgona go bona gore motho o tšhatšitšwe, but a ka bontšha di-rights tša. But because of this state, and most of our people, abana tšhelete, they are poor, so they are represented by the legal aid. So it's difficult for poor to get justice. So again, on the point regarding the bank statement, right? Ke bona something e le gore Ramusipidi mohlomongwe e paletse o e leave. Ramusipidi was sanjaila jacket check isa court. Reason B, in terms of section 32, PAJA, promotion of the administration of justice. Attorney in a power, the attorney power, the so-called attorney, special power of attorney.
Yes.
So, if you sign that document, then there's no need or when you must go and get your documents whatsoever. Whether the document is held by the private, in terms of the promotion of administration of justice, they have to disclose those statements for that. So I don't know, maybe allegedly, maybe they are just sitting there, on the floor. But it's supposed to push. KPTech is supposed to push or ensure the original statement without relying to the state. It's one way. If Ramusipidi would request the document, then there's a page and there's a paia there. Those acts, they give the attorney to obtain their record. Whether you are there, you are not there, as long as there's your ID, there's a power that you give the attorney. They're supposed to release the document. The bank cannot hold those. So I think Ramusipidi failed it. Unless maybe maybe at the end the evidence testing. Maybe something can work. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. Siyabonga. Cool. Right. Emmett, I'll go back. It's all up here.
Well, the judge said, okay, fine. And another question that I have is, you know what? How is Ntanzi supposed to deal with this? Because he keeps being asked the same questions over and over and over and over again. So now, this issue of the judge saying, already we were seeing that, he was preempting what he was about to do, which is what he eventually did today, by saying that Ntanzi is wrong for always quoting them, making examples out of them in his answers. But then, your prosecutor is asking one repetitive question to him over and over and over again. What is he supposed to do? Angithi he's seeking clarity. Ntanzi is giving them the clarity. What is he supposed to do? So Ntanzi apologized and said, the judge said understood.
Zanzi, hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi,
Hello.
sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a long time, guys.
Yes.
Hopefully you're enjoying the 2026.
Yeah, we are.
We are trying.
Yeah. We keep moving. We say shout out to you. Big shout out. You're still pushing. You're still here. And yeah. What can we say, guys? I'll say this. Bribery makes people blind, deaf, and senile. That there's nothing we can do about that. But what we know is that in this school of ours, in these both schools of ours, we were never taught this, as this is said. So I cannot complain about the time going on and on. Oh, it's okay, it's good. It's good. This is better than Kininda. At least he can explain himself. Other than no. Other people, no. But I feel like Baloyi is also like, I don't know. Sometimes I think he goes also blind. Things like in times he's his witness. In times he keeps on relying on this guy. No, my friend, I'm not your witness. Forget about me. So I don't know what's going on. But we have to keep pushing because I'm still waiting to get to the court moving too. So that is I'm still waiting for that part to come to here. Where will they take it? Because I think it's accused number 3. And now we are good. Like, I know, let dance talk. Let him ventilate. It's his time. It's okay. Let the state take its time. It's not a problem. But in this school of ours, we were never taught that this oath is binding on our. In this, no way is this school that was taught to us. So, we can argue with Baloyi and what is happening there. But I can say, we will need to go back, like I said last year. We need to go back and put Nguma's record of 2024 on record. Because that is where he put something on record that was written, and I think Sergeant Mukhani was part of it also. So I do not know. That's what I'm saying. I'm still waiting for those parts to come, because as I'm saying, they will come in the later stage to understand, like, okay, what happened? Because those things they never brought back. So I'm still waiting. But anyway, big up to the Mzansi Reality team, and you guys, shout out. And hopefully you keep pushing, guys. You keep pushing. We are good. We are cruising. We are still cruising nicely. We are still moving. Yeah, we haven't changed. Yeah.
All right. No,
yeah. Big up, shout out. Yeah. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. And yes, it does get tiring, Mr. Anonymous. I think after Baloyi started with this thing, I'm questioning everything in my life.
All right. Let's press the like button and let's try to...
This is torture. This is torture. It's excruciating. But what I'm grateful for is that Ntanzi is handling it well. He's in fact handling it far much better than I thought he would. He's handling it exceptionally well. He doesn't get tired. He's matching the energy that he's been given. And I'm proud to see that, okay? As long as he's not tired, I'm good. But I, myself, personally, I've had enough of Baloyi team to sit down. Well, then Tanzi apologized to the judge, as I've already said and covered. Baloyi said that he had a brief discussion with his colleague counsel yesterday, and when he offered assistance regarding the evidence of Mtogo, he said that he indicated to him that they were in the process of retrieving that evidence. And they don't need this. They don't need Ramasipili's assistance. Well, Baloyi said, I indicated to him if we sounded brusque, that was not the intention. All that we're saying is that we're in the process of retrieving Togo's evidence. Assistance between colleagues is appreciated, and it's in the spirit of collegiality, and he has accepted it as such. Nowhere am I hearing an apology. Is this supposed to be one for being rude to Ramasipili?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it is. Ramasipili said, we did communicate in the morning and no offense was taken by me. Well, Baloyi said to Ntanzi, before we stood down regarding the measurement of your height, there's one issue, and I know that we treated this aspect through regarding your initial version that you don't know phosphorus. In the trial, within a trial on the 8th of September 2024, and this is with reference to the interview in the boardroom, and on the 17th of June 2020, you testified as follows. You said he never asked me that question because what Gininda was asking me where I was on the particular date, and he also wanted to know where I was staying in Phosphorus, and I said that I'm not staying at Phosphorus. I only go to Phosphorus when you have to perform, when we are singing, we are dancing, you know. And I spotted the judge there in the 4K cameras there, that he was very much passionately writing. I cannot help but wonder what he's writing. And then Tanzi said, my lord, there is nothing contradicting before the court. I don't know phosphorus. I won't be able to give names of the different areas in it because I don't know it. I go where I perform the Zulu traditional dance, then I go back from where I come from. Namely, it's Carltonville where I was residing. And then Baloyi said, how many times did you go and perform in Phosphorus? And Tanzi said, I don't know if it was only once or not. I did not regularly perform Zulu traditional dance at Phosphorus on many occasions. He said because it would depend on what weekend the Zulu traditional dance would be taking place. So if it happens that it was a weekend and he was working, he wouldn't go. And he said that the Zulu traditional dance would usually happen on a Sunday. And if it happened that he registered for overtime at work, then he would not go. Then Baloyi said, as far as you can remember, was it once? Was it several times? And Tanzi said, the one I remember that I performed at was the one called Maspala. That's the only one I really remember. And Baloyi said, yesterday you indicated that on the 13th of June 2020, en route to court, that you talked to Mr. Jack Buthelezi using Sergeant Mabena's blue phone, and that immediately after speaking to Mr. Jack Buthelezi, you also spoke to Lebu using Sergeant Mabena's phone, and that you also used Sergeant Mabena's blue phone after having missed Mr. Jack Buthelezi at court to make arrangements to meet in town. But remember, your evidence has been that Sergeant Mabena used a plastic bag to torture you on the 18th, 19th and 24th of June 2020. But the fact that he borrowed you his cell phone, is that consistent with someone who has tortured you on those days with the plastic bag? Haibo, Hilang, don't you know of women who go through the most and then they still say, oh, but he was kind to me? There's a lot that happens between an abusive relationship. Mohani also was saying, no, we bought Ntanzi food and water along the way. He was making such claims, even though they held him under captivity. Okay, they arrested him, or they call it an arrest, but it's not looking like that with the evidence that has been provided in that court. And then Tanzi said it is consistent because Mabena was a police officer. How was I going to change clothes if he never called my family or Buthelezi? How was I going to change clothes? You know, and also in my opinion, it was also in their best interest to have Ntanzi change clothes and take a bath and look decent, because had he made court appearances in a state of not having bathed for weeks, it would not have looked good on them. So Mabena assisted by making sure that Ntanzi gets what he was asking for. It would also work in their advantage, having him show up in court clean. So Ntanzi then said,
Baloyi
let's
is trying
also
to
fix
drive
this.
here with Mabena issue. He wants to push Mabena to jump on the other side. I don't know if you see that. He's trying to make Mabena a friend of Ntanzi.
Ntanzi. Too bad Mabena is no more. He cannot come and testify for himself. So the only version that is standing is that of Ntanzi. Unfortunately. He did not lend me his phone, Tanzi said. And Baloyi said, yes, what we're saying is he made it available to you because he was saying that he borrowed it to him. And then initially, and then Tanzi's like, no, but he didn't borrow me his phone. He didn't lend it to me. And then Baloyi said he made it possible for you to communicate with Jack Buthelezi and your girlfriend, Lebo. And Tanzi said, my lord, that's what the police official's duty. You know, and then the judge was under the same impression because he asked Tanzi, is that so? When Tanzi was saying that's the police official's duty. And Tanzi said the job of a police official is to help you when you ask for help. The judge said, you mean help his work? And then Tanzi said, yes, my lord, I'd be lodging a request. It's like here in court. If I ask the court to make a phone call in jail, then the court will ask the officials from the prison to assist in me making that call. And then the judge said, So Baloyi then said, we'll leave it there, Mr. Tanzi. Baloyi went back now to the issue of the day before, the height, the issue of the height, because he ended his cross-examination there talking about the height of Ntanzi having been measured by Colonel Mangena as 1.86. Baloyi said you testified that when Colonel Mangena took your height measurement, you had your shoes on. Ntanzi said, yes, I had my shoes on. It was cold at the time. Baloyi went to the record that speaks to this aspect. He referred him to the record of the 9th of February 2026 during his examination in chief. Ramasipili asked, did anything happen in the morning of the 17th of June 2020? Ntanzi's response was that, yes, my lord. Mokhane arrived that morning. He was in the company of two gentlemen. He's the one upon his arrival who opened the call for me. They had a camera, my lord. And then the cell, my apologies, he opened the cell for me and they had a camera, my lord. Up until today, I did not know the person's name. Ramasipili then asked, was that person not introduced to you by Mokhane? Then Tanzi responded as follows, no, my lord, he never introduced the person to me. Mokhane just took me out of the cell and instructed me where to stand and said to me, just do whatever it is that they were going to tell you to do. I came out of the cell, I stood close to the wall, and then they took pictures. Then they instructed me to take off my shoes. He was also measuring my arm and also had something that looked like a tape measuring my arm. He would then instruct me to hold my arm like this because the other one came to court and mentioned in court that his name was Mangena. At the time, I did not know his name. I was instructed to take off my shoes to check whether there was no scar that is down on the top of my foot. Baloyi then was skipping some lines. He went from 14 to straight to line 18. He said he also instructed me to open my mouth. He wanted to look at something or wanted to see something, but there was nothing that was inserted. And also my height. The measurements of my height was taken. Baloyi asked Ntanzi for a comment on this long passage that he had just read out to him. And Ntanzi said, I trust that even yesterday I also testified regarding Mangena's testimony, that Mangena did not state the pictures of me were being taken, and that he instructed to take off my shoes to check my feet to see if I did not have a scar. And my mouth, they asked me to open it wide open to see if I'd ever had a gold teeth. So your measurement with your shoes, were they done with your shoes on? Baloyi asked. And Tanzi said, yes, my lord. When you enter a machine at the mines, you step in and you stand up straight. Then the lady will set up the machine. Then it will touch you on the top part of my head, and then it's done. Baloyi said, sir, we asked you, did they take your measurements with your shoes on in Rustenburg? You initially said no. Tanzi said, I did not say no. I said yes. And then Baloyi said, we put it to you. The word was ka. And then Tanzi said, in which aspect did I use ka? Then Baloyi said, it's on record. We're not going to labor that point. As to where he was going, what he was trying to argue, I have no effing idea. I don't know what he was trying to do. Mission abort. Baloyi now moved on to one officer Steenkamp's statement, where she stated that Mr. Makaleni said that he saw 3 suspects standing close to the power station. They wrote it as a gas station, and then the interpreter said it's where they pour petrol. I'm sorry, you guys. I found it very funny. I'm like, why is Baloyi not explaining to the interpreter what is being referred to? Why am I again? And then some of which you saw were at the Kumalo house, and suspect B stood at the gate. The description was that of an African male who's 25 years, 1.80 meters tall. Baloyi said that on the 24th in 2014, how old was Ntanzi? Was he 24? And Tanzi said that he does not admit that because his birth date is on the 2nd of December. So that would mean he was 23. And he said that here it's written 25, and yesterday you told the court of 24. Baloyi then said, yes, but if we work according to what you are saying, it's just about 2 months shy of being 24 years. Is that not correct? And Tanzi said, I don't know if you are comparing or estimating, because usually in court, I hear the term comparing. And then Baloyi said the substance of the preposition is that the estimated age of 25 years was close to your age at the time. Even working on you saying you were 23 at the time, 23 and 25, there isn't much of a difference. And then Tanzi said, no, it's two distinct things, because then even told the court that a child born in 2013 in January and a child born in September 2013, even if they start school, they don't start school at the same time. So what you are comparing are two different things. And then Baloyi said, now let's look at the height estimate of Mr. Makaleni. He estimated the height of suspect B being 1.8 meters tall. And Tanzi said he was estimating because my height was never measured by the person who made the statement. And then Baloyi said, yes, he was estimating. Now let's look at the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, which we have already referred to you to on the 30th of August 2023. I did the same exercise and it was Bongani Sandiso Ntanzi. I took the height of which was 1.86 meters. That's what Mangena said in his statement. And then Ntanzi said what is written by Makeleni is not the same as what is written by Mangena. We cannot compare what Mangena did to what Makeleni never did. Remember, Makeleni was estimating. He never actually took the measurements. And he said those are incomparable before the court. If Makaleni took my measurements in 2014, he would have gotten perhaps a 1.5 or 1.4 because I grow. Okay, so he's saying that in 2014 he did not have the same height that he had in 2020 when he was being measured because he grows every day. He says, because it would have been better had you requested the Carltonville one because I did go and my measurements were done. And then Baloyi said the difference between the estimate by Mr. Makaleni and measurements taken by Lieutenant Colonel Mangena is a mere 0.06 centimeters. As to how that happened, I don't know. I think he meant to say 0.06 meters, okay? Ntanzi didn't understand the question and he asked where is that 0.06 centimeters. Baloyi said that they subtracted it. Then Mnisi said it can't be 0.06. 1.86 meters minus 1.80 meters is equal to 6 centimeters, not 0.06 centimeters. So it seems Advocate Baloyi is also struggling with a little bit of math, you know.
Definitely is going to struggle. So
the mic.
He's definitely going to struggle. So you know what? If you are going to create a case, at least try to make it look real and sound real, in my opinion. You can have this perfect match. Like, for example, the height. You're telling me a drunkard could match the height of a person. This is Ntanzi's height now, right?
Yes, now.
How tall was he at the time?
We don't know. He even asked that they produce the files from the mine where he was working. You'll find that he wasn't as tall as he was when they measured him in 2020. Because he grows. Every day he's growing.
You see why it is easy to actually dissect this whole thing. Everything is too perfect where it matches. You know?
Yeah.
Where it matches. Nenda by jazz. Yeah, well, Hoodie now is black.
Yes.
But you have the police who went all the way to Rustenburg looking for a grey hoodie.
A grey one.
A grey hoodie. A grey hoodie.
When did the hoodie become grey? As well.
Even I think Mapupola did talk about the grey hoodie.
Mapupola talked about a grey hoodie.
Yeah, I think somewhere, somehow.
I remember brownish.
Brownish, yes.
Brownish, greyish.
This
darkish,
color has been changing.
Darkish.
Darkish, yes. And there was
grey darkish.
Hey, there was darkish and then there was you know, like and then
darkish.
And then Zungu talks about the black and grey. Black when they were coming in, grey after changing. Then the police went all the way on the guide of Zungu looking for grey. And they happened to see black that at some point was worn. Allegedly worn. Oh, I just don't know. What is he looking for? Grey or black? Mzansi, hello.
Hello, Mr. Van Mac. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Hi, Sis Emily. I hope you're well.
I'm well. Thank you for asking.
No bother, no worries. Anyway, I just want to say something very, very brief. I think Untanzi has a right of reply, and Untanzi is supposed to express himself fully given the circumstances. I can say like now, he's been on the stand. I think, is it not closer to a month?
It is.
So
it's the fourth week now.
You see now. So, judge, he has to stop with those intimidation tactics. You see, like when he says, I'm a cheat. Tanzi never said he's a cheat, and I heard him when he was apologizing. He never said that. And you see, I've never seen a very loud judge like that man. Compare that man to Ubabu Matlang. They are two different people. Someone like a judge is a person of a high caliber. He needs to behave like that, and he needs to be calm. Yes. I just love what the interpreter is doing. He is very cool, calm, collected, even though some people are saying he's slow. I like his slowness because he is interpreting everything and putting everything on the record, which is great. And I love the spirit of Ntanzi. And oh my God, he is so brilliant. You see, they underestimated Untanzi, but Untanzi has proved himself. You know, I know what I'm doing and I know where I'm going, and he is very strategic, and I like that. And you can see Baloyi, like he is so defeated. Like at this stage, he doesn't know what to do. I'm sure that man, he never sleeps. He is so stressed. And Untanzi at the same time, he is cruising nicely. I just love what Untanzi is doing. But and it defense team, I like what Advocate Mnisi did today. And you see that time, Judge, like he is shouting, he's too loud, he's doing all that. Yes. And Advocate Mnisi, just calm. He is holding that paper. He is showing him. And the man is like, I saw I know the statement that I read. Did you read that statement by yourself only? So like, okay, now I was a bit confused because what's his name? Zungu. Zungu said there wasn't a statement, and Zungu said, he left it in KZN, right?
Yes.
It was written on these receipts and those till slips and whatever. And now Ujaj is saying he knows the statement he read. Where did he read the statement? Where did he read the statement? I was like, oh yeah. You see, like lies, they have a way of just coming out. Like today, those lies, they just came out unprovoked. And oh my goodness, let's just watch the movie and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.
He denies the statement. He denies it. He accepts it. That's very funny. But yeah, I was on the issue of that hoodie. So the investigation was based on
the hoodie.
The Zungu hoodie.
The grey hoodie.
The grey hoodie. Not what the witness saw. And let me tell you, tell me something, Emil. The whole police, seasoned as the judge would like to put it, these senior laws police, how on earth do you do investigation of a clothes for changing? Because if you wanted the residual, for example, I'm just making an example, they would be on the one that he was wearing, as they're alleging that he was wearing, going to the Kumalos. Why are you investigating the clothes that he used to change? Why? How is that going to help you? How is that going to help you?
I don't know.
So it's like, okay, you go and still wearing that t-shirt. You come back and change. The police go and investigate the ones that you changed on.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
No. You want the one at the scene of the crime. There's gamma that will link whoever you need to be linked or whoever you're suspicious of. That's normal investigation circumstances. But with Senzo's case, nothing is normal.
Everything is done the opposite way.
Yes. Everything is done the opposite way there. It's takantuk, it's a mess. There's no order. There's no
Let's press that like button.
methodologies.
Let's press it like we mean it. Thank you.
And even what Mateis was saying, that at the time she went there, everybody was just walking in and out. Bezenze lunch. She even got inside. She said she got inside the house. It was not looking like a crime scene. It wasn't cordoned off. Siaba figure in the middle of the night.
It looking like a cooking scene.
Abanye bafika the following day in the afternoon and they find bullets on kitchen counters. Cartridges, even not bullets, cartridges on kitchen counters. Nothing was ordinary.
And let's not forget that person who said he picked up a silver bullet.
Yes, there's another person who said, I picked up a silver bullet, saying, and I gave it to the police officers who were there.
So the evidence was being picked up.
Yes. And then Musia denied it and said no such happened.
That's actual what Matthias was saying.
Yes, that Begu Pitzizel, she was just a walk-in for everybody. The scene was not cordoned off. You could not even tell who's who. Where's the investigator? Where is the police? You couldn't tell. And then boss biabona bafika ngo 7, something around 7. Nimzwile. 7. Akakhulumi ngo-10, akakhulumi ngo-11, akakhulumi ngo-8 le ikhulungwayo court. Ukhuluma ngo-7.
And my feeling was 7. Kushuti, what time did this thing happen?
Earlier than that, around 6. And when you look at that match back from 2014,
exactly,
what time did it play?
Because
in the documentary, Tumela is saying we were watching soccer.
We did
watching
say this.
Chelsea, I don't know with what.
We did say this.
The time was way before 7 when they were watching that game. It was 4 to 6, right? The slot. 4 to 6. They say everything goes to 8 o'clock. Everything happened at 8 o'clock.
Because the time that lapsed is not accounted for.
Well, the judge said if it's a a full centimeter, then it means twice the length of the person who was being measured. It's just common sense. Mnisi said, no, my lord, I'm saying 186 centimeters minus 180 gives you 6 centimeters. It doesn't give you 0.06 centimeters. Then the judge asked for a calculator and for it to be done, the Bantu education way. I don't know why he thinks using a calculator is the Bantu education way, because calculators are still being
when you
used
think you
even
are
today.
smart, when you are thinking you are smart, you even undermine facts such as numbers.
He wants
so
to
what
argue.
he thought that that number was gonna give you 0.6.
Yes, centimeters. He can't even convert meters to centimeters. Kwenzakalani?
I guess it's that thing of studying English and passing English ga 8, and you fail the rest of the things that you need to pass.
So
he was worried about English.
Yeah. He was. Macbeth. So that they can say, pardon, my lord.
Logically, nothing is there. Empty.
Hey, Maramapuno. While they are doing the opposite. When you look at most of them who did law, they have a heavy something backing up their law degree. Most of them. They don't just do law. Even when they pick the modules, they will pick modules like stats and stuff, and then they'll go for the LLB after.
Let us assist here, Emily. Let me assist. Emily, because it wasn't looking like a crime scene, does that mean it wasn't a crime scene? Please make what you are saying make sense. Very simple, my brother. Oh, I'm going to say my brother because I see John. Very simple and straightforward. If you remember very well about this evidence, it is important that the scene was not protected. It is important to note that. Very important. Why is it important? Because, yes, we know that the picture is buffering, guys. It is important. Why? Because the bullet was found by this special woman who came with an attitude the following day.
In the afternoon.
And the explanation of that bullet and how it got to where it got, even today, physics is still found wondering as to how it got there. So, which makes this evidence suspicious that this bullet was planted. There was a changing of some of these things, this evidence. Do you understand?
And you've forgotten about Mapiri as
in
well.
That, yes, hence in that court, we have now a gun that talks about 9mm.
Yes.
Not even withstanding that there was changing of statements. Initially, the people who were in the house, they were talking about the revolver. Revolver was later denied through state's cross-examination.
Yes.
People were explaining, the state was even adding that these people are not experts of guns, such people such as Bogininda.
They
Then
cannot
later
testify
on
what they saw.
And then later on,
They're
when
not qualified to see.
when we talk about tailoring of evidence, later on, tailoring or watering down. When we talk about watering down, let's talk about Zungu then coming back to bring that revolver that was denied. And that revolver that made people change statements, add statements such as Tumelo, additional statements to explain that they did not know guns and all that. Zungu comes with the revolver. that he thinks that is the one that killed or shot Snako. Do you understand now? Do you get where we are going with this?
That evidence.
We are trying to make sense of that thing, right?
Yes.
Agree. You getting this? There was investigation that was done, this case long time ago, by other investigators before the cold case team started with this case or even was given this case. There were statements that were talking about a gun purporting to be a revolver with a wheel,
With
a
a
gun
wheel.
with
A
that
gun
thing
with a
changed.
wheel.
That thing changed. Do you understand?
Yes.
Immediately they took those documents from Joburg, from Chauke's teams. That thing changed. There was additional statements and there was all these things. It changed from that. And there is evidence that someone picked a silver bullet. That bullet is in line with a revolver, for your own information. Now, does it make sense why it's important to protect the crime scene? Because anyone can come in and create the whole new evidence.
And more
Do you understand?
flaws and stuff.
It is important. It's not I don't know how to say this, but it's not, you should find it disturbing that people that were called earlier, they are now distancing themselves. Even Spear said that place was not protected when he came. It is important because today we have these people that now we should religiously believe that they are criminals because some of them are serving 30 years in jail. We should believe that these people are criminals. Do you understand? We should believe that a person who was working in a mine left the mine
full-time
for
job.
a money that never made it to his bank to kill Senzo. And he never got paid, at least through a bank.
We must believe that.
We must believe that. And he still went on to have a loan. We must believe that. We are not kids, some of us. We don't have hate that is internal, that is eternal. No. We have faced crime. My mother, at some point I talked about this story. My mother does not have a kidney from criminals. But I'm not going to go around and say everyone that is in a dog must be framed. I don't do that. So I'm trying to explain in simple terms why it is important so that you don't go around believing that Ntanzi is saying 20 instead of 21. It means that he's a criminal.
Means that he killed a person.
It means that he killed a person. Because we have a problem with people who are projecting their anger to wrong places.
They're like, they're criminals. They're criminals. Fine, they're criminals, but just because
so
they're
it is
criminals,
important.
does that mean now they have to now take responsibility for things that they didn't do? Aren't you interested in finding out who did the crime? Are you not worried that the person who's being protected will continue to go on and do far much worse things than
and
this?
Still be protected?
Yes, because they know they can get away with it because they know.
And this time they go around, but omule wena, ngoba ufiti bill, you are tall or you are short.
Then you become collateral damage. And
Doesn't it worry you that
I'm worried
people are explaining how they got out of that house? They are found the explanation of how people actually moved in that house. Others left with a phone. Others left. Those same people, they left without a phone.
Yes.
They went out to look for help, but they had the phone
in their pocket.
Doesn't it worry you that the police were never called by the very same people who were in the house? doesn't it worry you that the first person they called is not a policeman but Chico? Doesn't it worry you?
Doesn't it worry you? Doesn't it concern you?
Doesn't it concern you?
Are you not troubled by the idea of people getting away with this, or you want them to get away with it?
Doesn't it worry you that when Kelly was asked about for a kid to be used or to actually come and give evidence of what happened, she refused? Doesn't it worry you?
She said
that
no.
Stenkamp, is it River? I mean,
yes,
it's not River.
Amanda,
it's Amanda
Stenkamp.
Doesn't it worry you that he's explaining the body language of Kelly, the manner in which he was disinterested after he lost his so-called love
of her life?
Doesn't it worry you?
She was slouching, and Amanda Stenkamp puts it direct and says she didn't look like a person who wanted to help. She wasn't helping.
Doesn't it worry you that people could push such cruel criminals? I'm saying cruel criminal. I'm talking about accused number 2 and probably accused number 3. They push them. Doesn't it worry you that they just push them and nothing happened?
Doesn't worry them.
Doesn't worry you.
They don't care. As long as it's not them.
And you look at the body of those people that were pushed. You look at the body of a person who was pushing those people. And he went past all these people. Went out. People who were outside cannot explain how this man that at the time was kind of gaining fame, they cannot explain him. They cannot explain an artist that was seen running. An artist that was running out. Doesn't it worry you?
No. Some people don't care, man.
Doesn't it worry you that at some point a girlfriend of Senzo explained how Senzo, he thought he was hugging him and all that or protecting him? Doesn't it worry you that there was no blood that was found in that house?
Only
after
drops.
that? Doesn't it worry you that the person, an expert, comes and explain how this could have happened and people are saying Senzo died at hospital or along the way? Doesn't it worry
At the hospital, not even
at the hospital,
at the
yes.
hospital.
And the person who's explaining how
busy. The doctors were busy trying to resuscitate him, and then they said, you know what, he didn't make it.
I mean, honestly, some people just defy logic when they just defy logic. They just want to believe what they want to believe. Me nanje, I mean, a girlfriend has not been called. Usingaye has not been called. The owner of the house has not been called. Let's not forget that.
No.
Kusabizwe nje ungishayela ikhwela kuphela umapopola
Yes.
in that house. And
Yes,
then
the owner of the
Utumi who continued to sleep, shared a
Couple
room
more days.
with the people that he didn't know. Because he didn't know these people. He came through Senzo.
So he continued to stay for the entire week after the incident. He was saying that he didn't have transport money to go back home.
As I said, this case, everything that could have happened in a certain way, it went left. Accused number 3, who's really capable of doing some of these things,
Yes.
was a driver. Ntanzi.
Accused number 5.
Accused number 5, sorry, was a driver.
Then you go and you read on the cases of.
Then you
accused
go
number
and read
5.
on the cases Warrant Officer Makubo arrested him on. You start realizing,
And that prosecutor who was handling his case as well from KZN, he does podcasts and he talks about it as well. How he managed to get a conviction for accused number 5, Officer Guhlentuli. And it's scary, man.
So he was a Michael Schumacher.
So you are telling us from the description alone that you get when you try and look up accused number 5, you are trying to tell us.
We are talking about the guy who would go in a stadium full of people and take what he wants. Take a person that he wants out. Simple as that.
Potential witnesses.
He was a driver. You're saying he was a driver. He sent Bondans inside. He was a driver. He was a driver. Does he look like a driver to you in that court? When you look at him, does he look like a person who, when such things in number pumile, uzo drive, getaway car?
No.
Even Makubo, who arrested him, said to this Zungu, you are lying.
You are lying. This person was inside Pagati Ejele when you are alleging that they did this thing that you're saying they did. I'm the one who arrested him. I'm the one who arrested that person. I was the one investigating him. So you're lying.
Maybe he was outside, but they were just, Makubo is saying he's lying on the basis of he knows what this man is capable of, and he actually traversed all the cases that this man did, and they had a reason. There was money behind them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we are saying, yeah, this is the man. I mean, honestly speaking, then you go around and trying to reason. I have a afraid uyuthini nje uma uxoxa lonkosikazi wakho kaphela sichaza le nto le yakuthola sichaza le nto le hey bazi mfethu giving lezi mfethu yabona lo mfana unamanga mina ngingunkosikazi ngavele ngwala because kushuthi kuyacaca ukuthi kusenkingeni la. I mean, honestly speaking, Pela, you must have a bit of reasoning capacity now. At some point, you need to take take that person out, man. Share because
politics.
Right now, we are talking about petrol. A person cannot even explain why petrol is going up. And whether you want to date that.
They don't care.
Non-buffet in Benenze, which is where say, pelai, go, no, I pelai.
They don't care, they don't care.
Like, honestly speaking, even in that court, you can, the reasoning capacity, man. We're not saying we're smart, but how, Pela? How?
You can see it with the redundant questions coming from the prosecutor.
Umuntu nga understand ukuthi why. Umbuzo pizza lapha esakushare. Baby, why do you think it's going to happen to our petrol? I can understand ukuthi upetrol uphuma kudizili. That's the first thing I understand. And uzokutshela ukuthi hayi ithini upetrol phela solanda eNigeria. Engabe yakwazi nakhona lokho ukuthi I mean udizisi ulanda eNigeria akazi ukuthi 30% eNigeria enye 8% iphume eAmerica but it's driving a car. It doesn't know ukuthi enye iphume Saudi Arabia enye iphume Angola akakwazi lokho ukuthi those are things that you need. Phela we are getting old. Lento le yamavrupizo phela. Eventually, you're going to need to talk language. I must go pay the school fees, saying, do 1, 2, 3. So if you don't understand what this war that is currently happening, how is it impacting, how are you going to budget?
And how are you going to prepare for what is coming?
Hayi, nina nasikhulumisa nina. How phela senifuna singene embhedeni endlini zenu ke manje. Sizinibheka ukuthi nenza kanjani. How young Emile ehleli la. Awucabange a woman who's able to reason uzokuchallenge phela. Abantu ignorant but dangerous kakhulu. I can tell you, ignorant people are very dangerous and they are stubborn.
Yeah.
That's the reason why this country is this way.
And they can't take calculated risks. They just take the risks without really thinking and strategizing on how to take the risk.
Umuntu vela thatha risk ahamba ohlaba ashisa impepho uthandaza ahamba uthandaza God will help me. It's not calculated.
And you don't understand the what's happening around you and how it affects you.
No, we are going to talk about these things, guys. We are going to talk about, ask those questions, ask yourself those questions, ask them. Let us not.
What do you think about the Matlanka Commission?
How?
You must know whether the person that you are with or the person you are interested in aligns with what you are interested in. They may not be perfect in knowing everything, but they need to be aware of their surroundings. They need to know what's up. They need to know what's going on so that they're not victims of circumstance. It's not nice being a victim
Mr. Arnold, the judge writer is one of the smartest judges around. Do you think he's seeing things exactly as you? Let me ask you,
take
John.
away from what he's smart.
I'm not sold. Let me ask you, John. How many cases has he done, and which cases, and what was the root cause behind those cases? Beyond that root cause, what exactly was happening? I'll tell you, some of the cases that I found, they are more political than anything. Ndluli case. How many of those cases have been turned?
The JP one.
The GPs what? Yes. How many of those cases have been turned?
It was also political at the time, believe it or not, because it dealt with police officers as well.
Yes. And because we're John, you can pronounce guilty verdict on people, then we are smart.
And then
it just says one thing: you are given that power of being a demigod among people. That's a simple way of putting it in South African law. You are given a power of being a demigod.
There's a very one that happened with WHP and Lerato Singati. And people are not talking enough about that one. Ratam Khwatling also presided over that case. He used the law and he came up with that verdict to say that a woman who had not lived with a man who she says paid lobola for her, she did not live with him, ended up taking everything that belonged to him, his estate, went to her. Okay? So now you are wondering this chaos that is happening with lobola, marriage, what's going on? You know, the interpretation.
Angithi urata usmart, they won't look beyond that. They are going to look at the problem now.
And you know what the weird thing is? It's affecting everyone now. Everyone is being affected. At the time when he was making the ruling, no one cared. They were like, okay, the law is the law.
I wonder what they used to
the family could not appeal because appealing
they didn't have
money.
Yes.
But now look what's happening to your estate. Do you know now more rules are being passed that, you know what, if you were a stepfather and you took care of the children of that person that you were living with, when you separate with this woman, you are obligated to continue to take care of those children. You made them accustomed to a lifestyle. You must continue providing for that lifestyle. If you refuse, they're going to garnish your payment. That's the law. Do you understand? And then you guys say, oh, he's smart. These judges are smart.
So when we have someone who can speak English that person is smart to us.
Then we are in trouble.
Without checking their IQ,
We are
really.
in trouble.
We just feel that these people are smart.
We are in trouble if we're going to go
So
along
I work
this
with
English thing.
one guy who was autistic. He couldn't speak. He was white. Couldn't speak. But he was the smartest in the building. In terms of numbers. Very good. There is no pricing you could pass without that guy. He did actuarial. He was one of the few who have done it all in actuarial, who have passed all the exams.
15 board exams.
Yes, and then there's this other one that makes you a statutory. Yes.
He was a statutory
Yes.
for a whole company.
Yes. There was a CEO, but he was in a sense above the CEO.
He was above the CEO. He's the one who was signing the checks.
I remember attending those meetings. The guy would just refuse. No, we're not pricing like this. No. It ends there. Go review. Come back with a new pricing way.
Yet he couldn't talk in a normal way.
So
This is
according to this is what happened to Tifangit.
Yes.
Tifo is the dumbest according to these people because
Yet-
he cannot speak English. Le ekhulunywa.
when
Yet-
it comes to the law, Advocate Tifo understood the law far much better.
Yet he's the one who opened this case to this point. This case would be done by now.
Because he couldn't speak English.
Because he couldn't speak
Nobody believed.
English.
Okay, some of us believed him, but a lot of people took what he said as crazy talk. Now look what's happening. Now look.
So these are the things that we need to actually understand, we guys. Ukuthi hayi isingisi nje asisho ukuthi uhlakaniphile. Sisho nje ukuthi wena nje
Uyakwazi ukukhuluma isingisi.
you are good in mimicking those people from the west side.
Yes.
Simple as that. That's what it says. That's what it says.
Hi guys, we can't afford to think like that anymore. You have to look at how you are being affected. You have to care about your life that much. What affects me and what can I do about it? Don't be looking at people who can speak English and making them gods. You're going to suffer. You're going to suffer. You're going to become collateral damage.
Is that issue of someone who studied overseas and then he comes back? When you listen to how he explains, when he's explaining economic variables that actually make a country run, and you find this person wondering, and you're like, but
You have an economics degree.
yeah, how would you just speak like this, like a lay person, while you're speaking about economic variables?
Some have mastered the art of gibberish.
Yes. And exactly.
Ama-comrade ke lawa.
You know, those bazokushaya ke laba. Laba bakhuluma and give a space, and they will say they would have those subsequently.
Yes.
Bazokugqilaza.
Efficiently, the economic variable of the sustainability of the
uzoshaya ushayile ihlombe. Uzoshaya ushayile
What is
ihlombe.
this person saying?
Hey, uzoshaya ushayile. Because of that, you know, it's like it's analyzing. Because of that, subsequently, then we had to, you know, you find those people explaining a lot. Abanye uzobathola bechaza ngomzabalazo and they were not even there.
Yes, they were not even there. But they speak like they were there, activists in 1976.
And then they quote some of these activists that were there.
They speak like politicians.
Then you're like,
But they were not there.
and you are sold. I should just believe in what you want to believe. We are not going to stop you. But
No.
honestly speaking, in my opinion, if you believe this case, it is supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go side eye. Do you remember when it was not famous for us to actually, when we analyzed Mkhwanazi the day he said those people who were in AKA case, they were actually not the one. And then we analyzed. It wasn't easy.
And we left it alone because people were like, "Are you guys ever?" Hey, people were fighting in the comment section. They were like, "What are you guys saying? How can you say that?" The body language of Mkhwanazi said it all. What was happening there? 10 o'clock at night was there. Already there. And now Sbia keeps saying Mkhwanazi is angry at me because of the AKA case. I didn't even know Sbia was in the AKA case. And then he says, I'm the one who solved that case. And then you start thinking, oh my God.
He was there. He's always there.
I remember saying that it had the similar patterns as to what's
we
happening.
We did say it before he even went to talk about it. We didn't know that he was there. But we still say, this case.
Similar.
This case. But yeah, asiyeke lento. Emeli, ngicabanga ukuthi let's wrap it up. I just wanted to go through that. I'm sorry if ngixobe wrong, but I bafethu thina siyanjaja thina masithi siyakulalela.
Some of us are tired of being in the dark.
Siyazalwa omkhulu abangakaze beye esikoleni kodwa hawu ubuhlakano obulapha umuntu engakaze esikoleni. Sina sinomkhulu thina sakho somkhulu ogogo sibabuka thina berizina beshaya ibiology bekutshela ukuthi ungadlumile ngoba bese bekunikeza iscenario ewes and they were not wrong because iyawona umzimba wakho leyo nto. But bazokunikeza iscenario wrong. Ngikhumbula when they were saying amasi awangadlelwa ngaphandle. At the time I didn't understand. It took me years ngihleli phansi analyze the situation, but I'm old now. Ngiyakhona ukuthi amasi ungadlela ngaphandle. You know what the reason they gave ukuthi izulu liduma kabi mawudla amasi ngaphandle, which is not true. Well, it's not true, but they just wanted you to not question them. You know, so amasi at the time it was a luxury to have amasi because ingomo bekuyi wealthy at the time. Yabo, so mawudla amasi
cows were wealthy.
Bekusho ukuthi rich. So uzodla phambi kwengane ezilambile ngaphandle sometimes uzigabsele. Yabo lonto le.
Which is true.
But
and it's not good.
Amasi awadlelwa ngaphandle.
Because it was a luxury. You have cows and amasi, you need to have fresh milk that you milk from a cow on a daily basis at the time. There were no fridges.
Exactly. So asishiye kanjalo hambani mfethu niyoyicabangisisa kahle lento nina team states ngathi kunama team states bani niyoyicabangisisa kahle lento.
Hi, sizobuya kusasa guys. From me it's a rap and Mr. Anonymous. I think we can call it a rap now. Even though I'm not dad, but I don't think it matters anymore. Baloyi war bora. Baloyi is boring. He needs to sit down. We're tired.
Yes. Bye bye guys. Press the like button.